All right. Welcome back, Paul. How you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
All right, I'm good. Ready to get this thing going. Hey, this is back-to-back weeks we've been here now.
Like a couple professionals.
Like we know what we're doing, right? So, anyway, this is Casihng Tickets brought to you by Poolside Bets. Poolside Bets is myself, Franklin Johnson. That's Paul Robertson to my left over there. We brought you a Belmont Stakes preview last week. This week, we're going to bring you the U.S. Open. That's not tennis. We're talking about golf. The little white ball that you hit with a big stick or little stick or short stick or flat stick or whatever stick you want to hit it with. Anyway.
Incredible.
We're bringing you a little golf action this week. So we'll start with recapping the Belmont Stakes, get into golf. But it's good to be back. Again, this is Casihng Tickets. You're at U.S. Open preview for the weekend. So, Paul, I hate to bring it up, but
Let's go get it.
You know, there was one horse last week I tried to preview, and you just wanted to move right along.
Yeah.
On that preview last week with the Belmont Stakes.
Sure did.
And that was the number 3 Archangelo.
Hey, do anything?
The only reason I bring that up is because the number 3 Archangelo won the Belmont Stakes.
What did he win
last week?
The post position?
No. He won the whole race, like the big race. He won the 1.5 million Belmont Stakes.
Incredible.
Up there in New York. So anything you want to take away from the Belmont Stakes? Anything you saw? Or
Well, I'll lead off with I'm wrong.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
It takes a big man to admit when he's wrong.
Great race by Archangelo. I saw the video of the lady doing, the trainer. Lord, I don't want to mess with that. Jenna Antonucci.
Yeah, Antonucci, I think.
Yeah.
I think is her name. That's right.
Congratulations,
by the way.
Oh yeah, what a great story. I found it really compelling, not just because she's a woman or it didn't matter, but to watch a trainer actually that hasn't been there, hasn't done it, see their horse coming around the turn. And if you watch what we saw on YouTube, she's pulling for the horse.
That was way before the final turn. She was all in, man. Yeah, all in.
What I found really compelling and what drew me to that clip was that she's pulling for the horse. She's come on, buddy, let's go,
horse.
buddy.
That's right. Yeah.
And then once she knew the horse had done all it could do, it had done its job. She turned her focus to Javi Castellano and said, okay,
go get him, Javi. Yeah.
That's when her whole you could see her like, we pay you for this.
Yeah, now you bring him home.
Yeah, go get it.
And
if you go back and watch it, you'll see her, and she was like, okay, he's done his job. Now you go win it. And he did. So
the horse gave Javier every chance there to be a winner because he sat mid pack early, but not far off the rail. And for a 1.5 mile race, which is perfect. Hey, you know what he set? 4th or 5th most of the way. And then before he got to the final turn, he moved up to 3rd on the rail, though, saving all the ground and had all the horse left. And all Javi had to do was steer him properly because the horse had plenty of horse left over. Yeah. I was kind of surprised that Angel had no kick late. I know he got squeezed on the outside, but he was too far outside from the start. That was the problem. Flavian had him too far outside, up close too early. I think if he holds him back a little more, he's got a better shot because look how far Forte came from the back. Forte had all the run late.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody was catching Archangelo, but Forte had a big run late. Tappet Trice got his long strides going late. And did well at the end. But Archangelo had the best trip. He saved all the ground inside. He never got too far out of the pack and just had the best horse at the end. I mean, it's hard, I'm with you. There wasn't a lot to talk about that horse. There wasn't a lot to see, but I guess that's the problem.
Yeah.
There wasn't much to see. We didn't know enough about the horse.
If they run this Saturday night or Saturday evening,
Angel of Empire Forte wins the race.
I still don't bet him. But I just the story is amazing. It's great. If you have a chance, go back and watch it, and then like go back and look at what we're talking about. How they do all they can. They spend all their time with these horses, and they say, okay, I paid you to make this horse.
Now do what you do.
Anyway, that's my point. That I don't know if Archangelo wins another race. I don't know.
I think Forte's a better horse still,
Yeah,
even though he
shit,
finished
yeah.
second.
Oh,
Forte's
it's
the
yeah,
Forte's
that's-
the best horse out there. I mean,
I-
right now.
I don't know. Maybe put Irad on something else and get
Give
I don't-
somebody hey, put Luis Saez on Forte. I don't know. I
anyways.
think he's coming from too far back. I think Forte should be more pressed forward. I don't know. I wish Saez would have stayed on Angel of Empire. I know Flavian won with him again, the Rebel, but I think he's a better horse than what he's shown his last two races. Yeah. Even though he finished third in the Kentucky Derby, but he's too wide. Flavian's just taking him out, get him down, set him down early on the rail, sit fifth or sixth, and then do his big thing. Let him close. I don't know.
Anyways.
It's tough to watch that when you bet on a horse that you really like and the horse doesn't come home. You get mad at the Hey, shout out to Javier Castellano. He wins the Derby on Mage, and then he comes back and wins the Belmont on Arcangelo because Mage did not run in the Belmont Stakes because he was aboard Mage in the Preakness, he finished. I don't think he finished in the. Did he come up second behind National Treasure or third behind National Treasure in the Preakness?
I think it was in the.
Can't remember.
Either.
Seems like he was in there somewhere.
Well, I wasn't ready to talk about the Preakness.
But big year by Javier Castellano. I think I know he's won. He won the Kentucky Derby and he won the Belmont, and I think he finished in the top three in the Preakness aboard Mage. So. But congratulations to those connections in Arcangelo. I mean, to see her, to go back and watch that video that focuses on her and not the race. Like you never even see the race. They just they just have a video camera focused on her, on Jenna Antonucci, and watch her reaction to her horse and to her jockey. And congratulations to Blue Rose Farm and the connections there for Arcangelo. But yeah, you fooled us. We got us.
You'd fool me again this Saturday too. I ain't gonna lie. But
so anyway,
congratulations.
That's a recap for the Belmont Stakes. So we'll move right into the U.S. Open, and we are at the Los Angeles Country Club, where they have never played a U.S. Open. The U.S. Open has been played since 1895, Paul, 1895, and it's only had 6 years where it wasn't played. It had a 2-year hiatus for World War I.
Okay.
Then it had a 4-year hiatus for World War II.
Yeah.
And of course, it's the home to one of the most famous wins when you had amateur Francis Ouimet defeat Harry Varden and Ted Ray.
Well, who couldn't forget that match?
Yeah, right. In the 1913 U.S. Open at the country.
I was a wee lad.
At the Country Club in, I think, Boston, Massachusetts. It was the first amateur to ever win the tournament and one of the probably the biggest long shots. Here's what's crazy, though. The total score after 4 rounds, Ouimet tied Varden and Ray all at 20 over. Can you imagine a score in any tournament? I mean, when's the last time you heard that in a PGA tournament?
Well, in the 1920s, they probably were still swinging the old wood club.
Oh, this is 1913, so yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. Yeah, so the total score was 304, and that was 20 over.
They probably averaged about 160 off the tee.
Yeah, and so Ouimet won it in the 18-hole playoff the next day, and I think he won it by like 5 strokes. I think he shot even, and the next best guy was 5 over. And you're talking about guys that could play back then, Varden and Ray.
Well, you shoot even, and you got wooden clubs.
Yeah, you're doing your thing. Ouimet's caddy was Eddie Lowry, who was 10 years old, who caddied for Francis Ouimet at 10 years old, won the U.S. Open Country Club in Massachusetts. So anyway, this is not 1913. This is 2023, many, many years later. Playing at a course that's never hosted the U.S. Open, Los Angeles Country Club. Paul, I'm sure you got some history.
How great would it be to make these guys play with wooden clubs?
I don't think it would matter much, honestly, because those persimmon clubs would really hop. Now they're going to lose distance for sure, but man, just the way that they swing it now, the way that they know how to contort their body to get all the
think they'd break a bunch of clubs.
Oh, I think they'll start breaking a bunch of stuff for sure.
Yeah.
Some of the club head speeds that some of these guys swing at, they'd probably look at the driver and say, "Look, I got a crack right down the middle of that."
Yeah.
And you're not allowed to
Can't
change out clubs.
they all be playing with a 4-iron.
Yeah.
Yeah, Los Angeles Country Club, located in prime real estate in Los Angeles. I think they asked one of the real estate agents, "What's the estimated value?" He just kind of giggled and said billions.
There's no way. Yeah.
Billion. You can see the Hollywood sign. You can see downtown Los Angeles.
Great venue.
Yeah, it's just a great place to play a golf tournament. The membership here is probably the who's who of Hollywood and rap and sports and everything else.
For sure.
Ranked 16th out of 100 U.S. golf courses in the United States. So it's
16th.
16th.
Okay.
I found a couple courses that they compare it to. One of them would be Shinnecock.
Okay.
Which was the 2018 course they played in, which Brooks Koepka won.
Is that's not in Oklahoma? Where's that?
I think that's in New York. I ain't 100%.
Shinnecock's in New York? I know
I might be wrong.
Bethpage is, I don't know.
Might be wrong.
Oak Hill maybe in?
Yeah.
Was this where they played it last?
I had to go back and look. The only difference between Shinnecock and then this course is that Shinnecock is more open and open to wind. This one won't be as open to wind. But there are enough problems with this course going
the
forward.
Bermuda Rough.
Oh God,
problem.
If you want to see something crazy, I mean, just go on YouTube or TikTok or whatever. I mean, you drop a ball 2 feet from the green, you can't see it. You can't miss the green. You can't miss the fairway. But the problem is, even if you hit a good shot, you still might not. It just rolls off.
Well, there's one hole there. You hit it in the middle of the fairway. It rolls into the rough the entire other way.
Estimated stimp meter for the greens is 13, which is 8.5 to 10 is pretty much regular or perfect. 13 is super fast, which means you don't have to touch it. It may just start rolling on its own.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things you have to work on. I mean, it doesn't matter if you can putt well or not, or you can hit it 2 feet from the pin. If it's not going to stay there, it doesn't freaking matter. I mean, it's if you hit it a little too hard, it hits the back of the cup and bounces out, you're still 8 feet away. That's just dumb.
It's not. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
But anyways, I know there's a couple holes here. I mean, we kind of discussed earlier about what is there, 3 par 5s, and there's like a bunch of par 3s.
There's 3 par 5. I know there's 3 par 5s and 5 par 3s.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 5s and the 3s throwing me off. So I just wanted to bring up something. Shinnecock Hills is in Southampton, New York. So congratulations. So they played it in New York a good bit lately. You know, I think they played the PGA at Bethpage one time, and they've played they played Shinnecock in 2018. They played Wingfoot in 2020, where Bryson DeChambeau won there in New York. I wanted to bring, as I was looking at this, Paul, I see Gary Woodland was 13 under. So the 4 best scores since 2000. Okay? That's 23 years of U.S. Opens, right? So Tiger Woods was 12 under at Pebble Beach, which Pebble Beach is gettable depending on the weather. I mean, you can go get that course at certain times. Because think about what they do when they play the Pro-Am. Of course, I know they play other courses, but with the U.S. Open, they play Pebble Beach, just the one course. So anyway, Tiger Woods was 12 under there at Pebble Beach in 2000. Rory McIlroy was 16 under at Congressional in Maryland, which is crazy. That's a big number. Brooks Koepka, 16 under at Erin Hills in Wisconsin. And let's just compare that. The very next year, Brooks Koepka wins at Shinnecock at +1.
Yeah.
At +1. I mean, so if you're comparing the courses, right?
Yeah.
The LA Country Club to Shinnecock, you go from 16 under at Erin Hills in Wisconsin and Tiger's 12 at Pebble to Shinnecock in L.A., you +1. You're talking about somebody winning this tournament at even par.
Well, they're talking
the best, right?
They're talking about some of these talking heads are talking about today, like they're going to be go there and set a number today, and they're talking about an 80-yard par 3, like I think 7 or.
They
whatever.
can set one hole at 80, but
you got Fowler going out there saying he may lay up on an 80-yard hole.
yeah, well, they said because I saw that hole on TV 2 nights ago, and so it's a super tiny, thin, like from side to side of the green where they can set that pin where it'll be 80 yards.
Yeah.
You're talking about 8 feet.
Dang.
And you're looking at it from front to back, from where the tee box is.
Yeah.
Not elongated. If you're looking at it elongated, you got 40 yards of green. You can go long.
You go wherever you want to.
But if you go short or long, you're either in deep rough or you're in the bunker. And you only have like 10 feet of green to land. And you've got to hit a lob wedge 80 yards, which is not, because it's not a full shot, right? You got to lay back. And what's the wind doing?
And what
which way is it going?
In what world do you tee up or not tee up?
I'm hitting an 80-yard shot.
And you lay up on an 80-yard shot just to have an approach shot.
Well, because Ricky's probably saying, I'm going to hit it over here where I can just chip up and make par.
You get my par. But how do you, as a golfer,
do that in your brain?
How do you make yourself do that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Anyways, I thought that was interesting.
And the same hole, that exact same hole, they can also stretch it out to 140 yards because the other part of the green goes out further the other way, and they can stretch it out and they can move the tees back. It's incredible some of the things they can do. And then, of course, the par 3 11th is 290 yards. Now it's downhill. It's a big drop off,
That's
so
crazy.
it's probably going to play more like 230, but still.
It's going to be a really fun tournament to watch.
You know, I love golf tournaments where the players have to think, because it shows me more about their mental capacity. Because when you're just talking about pure athleticism and pure game, when Tiger played, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
If you're playing on a course where you don't have to think, Tiger Woods is my guy. He's going to win because he's super talented. Now, the crazy thing, what made Tiger so good was he was also better in all the other ways, mentally, physically. The game, he can hit it where he wanted to hit it. And he could play the right type of game. But all these guys, some of these guys are different. They just have different skills. And when you get a golf course that challenges every single part of your game, it's fun to watch. I mean, you hate to see guys struggle, but sometimes it's kind of makes you feel like, when we play a regular course, right?
What would you set the over/under cuss words for Tyrell Hatton at?
140. Wait, is that just for Thursday or is that for the whole week?
It's gonna be a big one.
How many? No, what do you set the broken clubs at? For Hatton?
Yeah, that's gonna be bad.
Incredible. Look, I like a guy with emotion and he's fun, but he can't rein it in sometimes.
All right. So I did a DraftKings lineup like I do every week. I usually the best I ever do on them.
Are you willing to
$25
divulge that lineup?
Yeah, I will, but I want to go over a little bit of something. So going through the stats, there's a bunch of stats, and they all kind of aim toward the same stuff.
Okay.
And anyway, so the OWGR, I was like, what the?
The official world golf ranking is what that is.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so 8 of the last 12 winners here were in the top 15 of the official world golf rankings of the U.S. Open, not at this course of the U.S. Open.
Of the U.S. Open,
which means that you have to be
best golfers
playing.
Have to win.
You have to be playing your best golf at a U.S. Open because the course is not going to be friendly to you.
Nope.
So with that in mind, going through the top 12 at this moment is Scheffler, Rahm, McIlroy, Cantlay, Hovland, I can't even,
Xander Schauffele?
Yeah, I got it. I tried to look. My spell correct got me. Anyway.
Oh,
Matt,
he did. Well, who is Schaefer?
Yeah.
I don't know Schaefer. Max Homa.
I got tricked up. Xander Schauffele, Max Homa, Matthew Fitzpatrick, Cam Smith, Jordan Spieth, Will Zalatoris, who's not playing, and
Right.
Tony Finau. And then Brooks Koepka, I think, is 13th. All right,
Oh,
so
God, what a-
those are your top 12, and 8 of the last 12 is a pretty big number. So I don't know.
I can toss out 3 of those right now if you would like me to. You want to give me a minute to toss those out?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. The
Without
first.
without tossing out Zalatoris.
Well, yeah, he's already tossed out. Yeah, no, without him, he's
All right.
already out. So my number one I'm tossing out is Rory McIlroy, and because he cannot putt, he's had this problem his whole life. I think he's uber talented. He's the most accurate driver on the tour, but he's got to be at a golf tournament where you can pound it down there, and then you can flip wedges in there and get them close and hit short putts. These types of courses where you got to grind. And you got to be willing to make a bogey. You got to make those 10-foot par putts. It's what made Tiger so great. It's what made Jack Nicklaus great. It's what made when Jordan Spieth was young and he was rolling it like nobody in the game. It's what made him so great. It's what makes Cam Smith really good. He can putt it. He can roll it when he needs to. McIlroy can't do that. Even when he tries to, he can switch up anything he wants to. He's going to drive it great. Yeah, he's going to drive it down the middle. He's going to find the fairway. And you're thinking, hey, fairways and greens. That's not going to get it done in PGA. I mean, I don't get it done at my course.
Do you know who they paired him with the first round?
Yeah, Brooks Koepka.
Was it Koepka or Mickelson?
Well, that was a mistake. Mickelson was a mistake.
Oh,
I think
okay.
he's actually playing with Brooks tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, for Thursday and Friday.
That's not even better. I mean,
No, it's not better. No, it's not better because Brooks will mentally screw McIlroy all weekend. And then I'm tossing out Jordan Spieth because he's too wild off the tee. Now, I love his around the greens. His imagination is incredible. You're not going to find another guy with short game and sand play like Jordan Spieth. But right now, he's just not good enough. And Tony Finau is just he started off the world on fire at the beginning of the year, and he's been falling off ever since. So,
I saw something where last year, if you watched the Netflix series, what is it, where they followed the golfers around?
well, next round or something?
Yeah,
No,
but he
whatever. I don't know
he
what to
took
do.
his family to every tournament, but this year he decided he was going to go on his own, and I think it's really affected him.
Yeah, I think he needs them. He needs to do whatever he was doing at the beginning of the year. He needs to go back to that. So I'm tossing Finau, McIlroy, and Spieth. I don't know where you are on those 3, but I'm tossing those 3.
All right, so here's my DraftKings lineup. This is DraftKings prices, so this is what it was when I took it. This would be yesterday morning, I think. All right, so Tommy Fleetwood, 7,900. Ricky Fowler, 7,500. Terrell Hatton, I know, 8,900. Victor Hovland, just because it's hard not to pull for Victor Hovland, $10,000. That's my biggest price. Justin Rose at 7,700, and Sahith Theegala at 7,600. Now I understand Theegala has not been nothing. I understand that. I'm not.
You never know.
I don't know. It's just something about one of these tournaments, and you got on these tournaments. You just can't. You can't play to be as good as everybody else. You're not going to make any money.
Hey, this course here, though, I mean, how do you know? You don't know. These guys haven't played this course.
You gotta throw somebody in there that nobody else has. So, anyways, those are my 6 for the DraftKings lineup. Which I'm no professional, or whatever, but we do well. We win 12, 25, $50 every now and again. So. Anyways.
Oh, I can also toss another one I forgot out of your top 12 over there. And this is not on his game. This is simply on history. Fitzpatrick. I just don't see I don't see a repeat.
And another one too.
The way that guys play now, I don't see repeats.
I will say this about Scheffler too. He hadn't putted well, and he's been through like putter after putter after putter trying to get ready for this thing. It's mental, man. It's not your freaking putter.
Yeah,
it's not your putter. It's you.
But how good is he to not be able to putt well? And literally, he's in every freaking tournament. I mean, you look up, you don't see him Thursday and Friday. He's not on the board. And all of a sudden, Saturday, here's that Scheffler's name just keeps popping up. It's crazy. The kid's he's uber talented.
Not a major, just any tournament that he plays in. If you could give me Scotty Scheffler shoot 12 under, I would take it. Whatever odds.
Yeah.
Because he's going to shoot 12 under.
Yeah.
He's going to go out there. He's going to shoot at least 12 under and make you shoot that.
And say, hey, you got to go get me. You got to go get me. Yeah. Yeah. And there's so many golfers that can't do that. I mean, literally can't. I mean, they can't do it at all.
There's a list of 12, 13 right there.
on tour. They can't. I mean, they can't do it. Yeah, for sure.
One of the things I heard earlier, too, there's a couple of hometown guys, too, before we get into all this. It's Morikawa and Max Homa.
Max Homa, yeah.
Max Homa, I'm not sure if I'm right on this. I just heard it, so I hadn't verified it. That he has the course record he set in college.
He does. And he's a California kid.
At this course.
And look, if it was at Riviera, I'm putting all my money. I may only bet 2 golfers if this was at Riviera. Yeah. If it was at Riviera Country Club, I'm taking Max Homa and maybe one other person. Literally because of he loves California. This is his state. He wants to apparently take it over because he plays so well when he's in California. And when he's at Riviera, he's played so well there. Hey, this course is different, but I'm all over Max Homa here. I think he's at home. He's going to feel comfortable, and I hope this is the major he finally puts it all together.
Do you think being at home like that does anything with pressure?
It does, dude. No, it's comfort to me. Yeah, to me, it's comfort because you're in your, you know what I mean? Like, even if you're not close to where, I don't know where he's from, but I know he's a California kid. Like, it's just going to feel like, hey, I'm at least home. It'd be like one of us playing at Old Waverly. We'd be like, we're not close to Clarksdale, but we're in the state, and we feel at home. Yeah, you see the yeah. I just think there's a comfort level there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so he's on my win list. Simply because it's in California, and I'm pulling for him. I'd love to see Homa. He seems like a nice dude. I like his demeanor. I like everything about his golf game. You know, I mean, there's guys out there that's got all the swag, like John Rahm, Brooks Koepka's got these things about them that they do. They get angry sometimes, and they get excited. Homa seems like a really nice dude. Kind of like Nick Taylor winning the Open, the Canadian Open. I mean, that was a pretty cool deal. Yeah. Other than Adam Hadwin getting attacked by
the security guard didn't do anything wrong.
No,
he did his job, for God's sakes.
Oh, that was great. All right, so Paul.
Well,
anything else you want to get? What do you got over there before we get into who we got bets on here for the U.S. Open?
That's it. I got 6 golfers I bet to win. I usually don't do that many, but the way this course is set up and the way that
I took 6 myself.
There's so many things you just don't know. It's just it's difficult to. And then you watch the videos of everything, and it's like whoever wins this thing has to be very, very savvy.
Yes. And to get around this course.
Mentally strong, and then they have to not panic.
If you don't have a mental game, this course is going to eat some people's lunch. Some people are going to go out there and they're going to hit a perfect tee shot, right? And it's going to end up in the rough, and they're going to lose their shit, and it's going to be over.
It's going to be. They're going to hit it right in the middle of the fairway and be 6 inches in rough.
Yeah, and they're gonna lose their shit. How do you hit it in the middle of fair? You know, you gotta have a better mental capacity to get past that and say, you know what, I hit a good shot. We're gonna go with it. We're gonna punch this out. We're gonna try to make our par, or we're gonna accept bogey. You got to have the guys that can deal with that. That's going to win this golf tournament. And I hope I picked the right 6. I don't think I did. I'm sure I didn't. I'm sure some jack wagon that's 80-1 is going to win it. But
yeah, I'm not going to do a top 3, 5, or 10 anymore in golf because I think we got.
There's too many ties. That shit gets
we got a hose.
Yeah, we did.
I don't think they did it right. Anyway,
no, we got completely hosed in that situation.
All right. Well,
All right, so look, how do we do this? How about we go 1 for 1?
All right.
All right, you give me a winner that you're betting on, and we'll. I don't remember the odds on mine each one, but we'll just go 1 for 1 winners because you got 6, I got 6.
Probably got a couple of the same ones.
And if we have some of the same, we'll just talk about those. So let's start with your first one.
I got Colin Morikawa, 33-1.
Okay.
You got him?
I do not have Colin, so what do you see in Colin this week that's going to be better than his last week's?
Colin's been really good to me in the past. He's finally healthy for one. He's from this area and he got great iron play. So I threw him in there just because loyalty for one, and it's over 30-1, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean that's a good number.
So he's my first golfer. It's Colin Morikawa at 33-1.
Colin Morikawa at 33-1. All right, so I'm gonna throw one out there that I don't think you have. All right. I've got Dustin Johnson at 35-1.
Ooh, I did look at Dustin Johnson,
and because the one thing about it, Dustin has got a good enough mental game. He went through it early in his career with a couple of major losses where he didn't deal well with shots going back, like we talked about. It's the mental game. He had to get over that, and he had to get over his short game issues, and he has. I mean, we all know Dustin's pedigree. We don't have to talk about it. It's not like I'm picking some dude that's 80-1 here. We all know Dustin Johnson. I just, we don't know what he's been doing on the Live Tour unless you've been watching it. Most people haven't, obviously, due to the ratings of the Live. But, I think he's won this tournament before. Maybe. I can't remember if I think Dustin's won. Yeah, he won it back in 2016 at Oakmont. He's got a U.S. Open title. He knows what it takes to win this. And I think he's been pretty good on Live. So I gave Dustin Johnson a shot at 35-1.
I don't blame you.
And that's just pedigree. I mean, that's all that is. Pedigree and a former champion.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate that.
And it's 35-1.
No, I looked at him as well. I just the only thing that really kept me off of him was just I didn't have enough money.
Yeah. You can only bet so much, right, Paul?
All right, so the second one's Brooks Koepka. You probably got him.
Yeah.
You can't leave him off.
You can't leave him off your ticket.
He seems locked in. I mean, if you saw him at the Florida Panthers game, he was locked in. We're not going to talk about why he was locked in, but he was locked the fuck in.
And look, if you're talking about pedigree, this is a two-time champion. He went back-to-back in 17 and 18. He won it at Erin Hills at 16 under, and then he won it at Shinnecock at +1, where it's a tough course. Yeah. He can do – and when he just won the PGA Championship, but one of the toughest – that was some of the toughest golf we've seen guys have to play in a while.
Hell, he didn't blink for a week.
I know. And look, and I don't care. Do what you got to do, Brooks. I love it. I love his game. I love the way he plays. I love the way he gets over a golf course throughout a day. I mean, there's no panic ever. Brooks is like, I made a bogey. All right, cool. We'll just move on to the next one. His demeanor.
The first one ever bogeyed.
Yeah. His demeanor is perfect. So, yeah, there's no way I was leaving. And at plus 1,100, it feels like a steal, doesn't it? I mean, I would have had him much higher. I thought he was going to be like plus 800. And when I saw him at plus 11, I said, I can't not take that.
Yeah, he won for me a couple weeks ago too, so I'm a fan there. Okay, so who you got next?
All right, so my next one is I'm not sure where you are here, but I got one that I know you didn't take. I went back to your well here.
Nice.
I got Hideki Matsuyama.
Ooh, you dirties.
At 40-1, and let me tell you why.
All right,
because
ahead.
Again, this is not about talent. It's not about how far you can hit it. It's not about how great your irons are. This is literally mental toughness. Yeah, this kid has it. Nothing ever gets to Hideki. Nothing. Yeah. You never see much emotion. It's kind of like Brooks, but in a different body. No, I mean, Hideki he goes around the course. He does his business. Him and his caddy, they've been together for a long time. They've done it. They won the Masters. It was so much fun to watch. The kid has brought home Paul some money. And so, you know what? I said, I'm going to go to that Paul Well here. I'm going to go get me some Hideki at 40-1. And I think, look, he's still young. He's still got plenty of game, and he can get it done here, man. Because I think this course is going to test these dudes' mental capacity like nobody's business. They're going to be some pissed off golfers at the end of tomorrow's round.
No, what's fun about it is I don't know what the time. I mean, what a 3-hour time difference. So
yeah,
even when you're getting off work on Thursday,
we'll get to watch plenty.
You got 3 hours of golf left,
and we'll probably see plenty of club tosses,
that'd be great.
slamming in the ground, and all
great.
kind of shit. It's gonna be awesome.
All right, I'm just gonna go down my well hill. I know you're probably gonna have some of these guys. I don't have much information.
Go ahead.
I mean, I got next one. I got Max Homa at 33-1.
Yeah, I'm all over Max Homa, and I think we talked about it. But what do you got there on Max?
Just same stuff. Hometown guy. He's got the course record here as a college athlete.
That's a big one though. He's played this course.
He knows the course. He knows he's at home. He's eating mama's cooking. As long as he ain't got no woman drama in his life or whatever, he's fine.
Yeah, stay away from the ladies.
He's fine. He's fine. And it's time. It's time for Max Homa.
It's time for Max Homa.
I don't think Max Homa's ever won a major.
No, and I'm a fan. I like him.
Yeah.
I like him as a guy.
He's fun to bet on.
I'm a
fun
fan.
To pick.
Yeah. He's a fun type of dude to root for. So yeah, I'm a big Max Homa fan, and I think that's why I keep betting on him every week just to. He's a good dude.
Fun to watch.
Good dude. That's right. All right, so my next one, I got Victor Hovland.
He's my. I don't have much on him besides I just enjoy his game.
Yeah, and
he's 18-1.
Yeah, and he's 18-1, right? I mean, that's the thing. Victor, he's been right there in each of these majors. He's right there. Yeah, I mean,
he's that guy that's plays way beyond his years because like he's never too small for the moment. Like no matter he finds himself in huge situations
all the time.
And you look at him, he's just he's humble, he's grounded.
Remember before the Masters what I said? The dude couldn't chip. Like his short game was horrible. And then he went out there and did all the short game magic. I mean, it's still not where the rest of these guys are, but he's improving. That's the thing. His short game is improving. He can putt well, and he's great tee to green. So, yeah, I mean, Victor Hovland, maybe it's his time. That's kind of where I am with Victor. I think it's, at some point, it's one of these dudes' time, right?
Yeah, he's the highest priced golfer I got in my DraftKings lineup. Hovland's one of the guys, if he goes up there and plays bad, I just won't be upset with him.
No,
I mean he's been so solid.
So solid. Yeah, what are you going to do? If he plays bad, he plays bad. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. All right.
Next guy you got?
Let's see. I got Xander Schauffele here, 18-1.
Yeah, that's gonna finish me up because we have the rest of them. So yeah, I'm on Xander as well. He's another guy. There's a difference with Schauffele though. He seems more like your like a Cleaver type. Like he was been on like the TV show. What was that? What was it called?
Leave It to Beaver? I don't know.
I guess they were the Clevers, right? Their last name.
Beaver Cleaver?
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, their last name was the Clevers or something like that. Yeah, he's just a home. He seems like a wholesome. And he's probably
lived in Mayberry.
He's probably right now partying with
Brooks Koepka.
Yeah, he may be out with Brooks right now, getting his party on. But he seems like a nice dude, and I love his swing. It's just
shuffles, yeah.
It's a beautiful swing. He's solid all the time. It's just if he can ever put it all together, if he can putt the way that he goes tee to green, he's gonna put it together one day and win that major. And that's all that's all that's left there is for him to win a major.
All right. So what I got on Shuffles is only finished outside the top 10 at the Open, like one time.
Right. I mean, he's just solid. He's just incredibly solid.
5 top 10s in his last 7 starts. The guy's going to be there. He's going to be involved. And he's like Homa. Let's go get it, man. It's time.
He's another guy with that mental capacity to not let anything really bother him.
Yep.
And these courses, you got to have that.
Yep. So that's where I'm at. I got one more golfer that I bet on is Sahith Theegala.
Oh, yeah. I didn't have – yeah.
I got him at 80-1 on here. I'm not sure what he was 121. He got bought down a little bit. I don't know where he's landed at now.
Thigala. Let's see where.
It's just one of those deals where I just threw a shot, man.
I just pulled this up earlier. He's 75 to 1.
All right, so he's going down.
Yeah, price is going down.
So he's gone from 120 to 1 to 75 to 1. People are buying this guy up. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but still, it's a great number. If
Right.
he goes out there and wins it.
For sure.
So, I mean, those are the 6 golfers I got. The only long shot that I have is Ricky Fowler. They didn't talk about it 58 to 1, and Bryson DeChambeau, which you did talk about earlier, didn't you?
I mentioned he won a tournament.
Yeah.
He won the U.S. Open.
48 to 1. So
yeah.
those are 2 long shots that I wouldn't mind you throwing $10 at.
Didn't Bryson play pretty good recently in a
he's not
tournament?
been
He
bad.
kind of played okay in one of the PG, like one of the majors, or
Yeah, he's been pretty good. He's not the problem with Bryson is everybody like they hear his name and they immediately go ugh because
I
of
know,
the
I
things
know.
with Brooks and all that.
yeah.
And that doesn't make him a. No, we don't know. He may.
Hey,
he may be okay.
Hey, he beefed up and he hit it a long way, and it
Yeah.
didn't work, so he went back skinny. I mean, hey, let the man do his thing. He's trying to figure it out.
Hey,
I don't get the contempt. I
If
really
that-
don't.
If that son of a bitch makes you some money,
Hey, it makes you money,
it
right?
makes you money.
Absolutely.
It's all about the dollar bill. But those are my golfers I picked.
Yeah,
That's
he's not a
kinda
bad
around.
pick. 40 to 1 is what you can get him at right now.
Yeah, so all the lines are diving now. It's getting later in the week.
Yep.
What is Fowler?
Ricky, 45 to 1.
That's 58 to 1. Okay. Well, I mean, you throw $10 at them 3 golfers. I mean, your weekend's made.
And don't hold me to this, but there's some guys I'm tossing out. Justin Thomas is at 45 to 1 for a reason. People don't believe in what he's doing on the greens. Jason Day, you never know if the back's going to hold up. Sung Jae-im and Sam Burns, I know they can be there in different tournaments, but I think this is too big for him. Tommy Fleetwood has never won a PGA Tour tournament at all. And he just lost the Canadian Open to a 72-foot eagle putt by Nick Taylor.
Oh, that was a great putt.
And that's on Tommy. He should have gone out there and birdied the last hole, and he absolutely yucked up the last hole to basically lose that tournament. I don't think Tommy has the middle game to get it done there. Justin Rose is kind of getting out of his prime. Jordan Spieth is at 20 to 1. There's no way I'm betting Jordan Spieth at 20 to 1 because he can't putt like he used to. Patrick Cantlay has not been the consistent Patrick Cantlay they used to. McIlroy can't putt. But you say, hey, guys, y'all forgetting about Scheffler and Rahm. Well, no, we haven't forgotten about the 2 best golfers in the world. Don't get us wrong. Those 2 dudes are going to be there most likely. But at their odds, why bet them?
Oh, yeah, not here. Not at this course. I mean, I get it. Like, you go out there and you get you some of that. If it's Sunday, and
But at those odds on this course, why would you
Yeah,
take
no,
those
yeah.
odds at this course?
if you're gonna give me, if Scheffler's in the top 5 and you can give me him at 5 to 1, yeah, I'll go get him.
Maybe. But he's plus 6.
Nah,
He's
yeah,
6 to
it's-
1 to
it's
win
not-
it.
it's not
Come on.
worth it. It's
And of
just-
course, they've never played. No, get out of
nah,
here. Yeah.
No, I'm not.
And then
betting
John Rahm is only 10 to 1.
it. Yeah,
And
I'm
I
not-
think
yeah.
pound for pound, John Rahm is the better golfer.
No.
Scheffler just has the better mental capacity than Rahm, and that's why
Scheffler-
That's why they're on
Scheffler's
even
gonna go shoot 12 under at any given course besides this one.
besides this one. Yeah. And Rahm could go on a day that Scheffler goes 12, Rahm could go 20. But he's going to have a couple of bad holes where he throws a club, or he slams one down, he gets upset, and he zones out for 2 or 3 holes.
Ain't no doubt.
If John Rahm ever gets his but his just mental capacity to handle a bad shot
Yeah.
or a bad hole, he's going to be hard to beat for a while. Yeah, I think John Rahm's the best golfer in the game right now. Him and Scheffler are miles ahead. Not miles, because I think Brooks Koepka's there. Just people forgot about him because he went to the Live. But he's still one of the best golfers out there on tour. So, here we go, Paul. U.S. Open starts tomorrow. Late tomorrow, though, because it's out on California. So, we get to watch a ton of it.
All the golf.
Yeah, we get to watch we'll be watching it when it's dark here.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So anyway, it's been a been a pretty good podcast. We recap the Belmont Stakes, and this is the U.S. Open. And look, I don't know when we'll be back. Maybe before the British Open, or we can't call it the British Open. They like to call it the Open Championship. So we'll probably come back for that. If we have something else come up, we'll come hit you with that. But, boy, after the Open Championship, Paul, it's time to start diving into some college football.
Yeah, I look for us to start our conference previews, probably August.
Right, we'll do some conference previews. We'll talk about our bets on overs and unders for the teams we're going to fade, teams we're going to bet. We'll look at schedules. You know, the SEC schedule for 2024, adding Oklahoma and Texas came out today. Maybe we'll discuss that. A lot going on, and we can't wait for college football to come back, for Poolside Bets to really get back going and doing what it do. So, for Paul, I'm Franklin, and we will catch you next time. Good luck in the U.S. Open.
See ya.